Greetings all, it's the Devious Monkey here. It's Monday morning, 11:15. I have been busy interneting and playing with my gear. It is 88 degrees, gorgeous and sunny out. Got a bunch of day job stuff to do as usual. I actually did a bunch of day job stuff last night. I actually ended up staying up in the office until later than I normally do because I promised my boss that I would have certain things done by Monday morning, and I didn't realize just how much more involved it actually was. So it took me longer than I had hoped it would. But whatever, it's done. I'm all caught up. And since I'm home this week, I can just take my sweet ass time getting other shit done. As far as this gear goes, I continue to play around with my setups for all my cameras. Well, at this point, the two that I have, the A7R5 and this A7S III. The bigger challenge is with this A7S III. So the FC100 batteries are certainly miles better than the horrible, I think they were NP50 batteries that they used to use when I first became a Sony fanboy. God, I hated those batteries. Those tiny ass little things that didn't last at all. You had to have 20 of them with you. So I have been in a never-ending search to find a better battery solution. Everything comes with a price. So I have used various V-mount batteries. V-mount batteries, though, have always been pretty big, and then connecting them, you had to have like a rail system and plates and all that kind of shit. Real pain in the ass. Well, then I came across the Anton Bauer Titan base. You put the special, stupid proprietary plate on the bottom of your camera, and then you can click it into the Anton Bauer battery base. And then you have a big ass, basically a D-tap and a bunch of USBs and all that kind of shit, and they last a long time. Problem is, they're big. They're as wide as the camera is, and when you put it on the plate, and in my case, you attach that plate to F38 quick plate so that all that shit works and you don't have to constantly take things on and off, it again becomes very big and kind of cumbersome. I ended up getting a small rig, like an L brackety type thing, and using their F38 and all that kind of stuff, the F38 plates, and you can snap it in there, and then it hugs behind the camera. Now the problem is that you have a pain in the ass of opening and closing the screen. Now it does have a quick, you just twist it and you can drop the battery back, pull the screen out, put it back up and tighten it. Great. But now, because the battery's on the back of the camera, you can't put your face up to the eye cup, so you have to use the screen. Then the screen is open, and you're either gonna push it into the little lever and break the screen, or you have to flip it so that the screen is out and now your screen is unprotected. So again, there's a price to pay for everything. So at one point I had bought a small V-mount plate that was mounted to a clamp, and then you could take the clamp and put it on, like, I don't know, one of the legs of your tripod or whatever, or whatever was around there. You could cinch it down, but still not optimal. So I took the whole mechanism apart. So instead of having the claw clampy thing attached to it, now it's just a straight flat plate. And it has a couple of slots in the front. And I was able to take just a normal 1/4-20 screw, push it down through, and mount it to any one of the 1/4-20 holes that are on the cages that I use. So this is pretty much the smallest, lightest, most convenient setup that I can come up with, because they just don't make V-mount batteries small. And I haven't found one smaller than this. It's an FX Lion Nano, and it has the smallest dimensions of any V-mount battery that I can find. Fully charged, this thing will go for days. And that's, the way I film. I film constantly throughout the day and night. And this, again, will go for 3-4 days. I mean, I've never run one down before, other than just forgetting to charge it or not using it for a while. So I'll show you right now, like, here's what it looks like when I've got it mounted. It's above the camera. It isn't blocking any of the buttons at the top. I moved it over further, and I've got it cinched down pretty tight. I can plug it and unplug it without hitting the microphone receiver on the side or the cable that's sticking out of it. And it sticks out forward. I have it mounted so it sticks out more forward which then goes out over the lens. And it's not like I'm gonna have anything sticking out above the lens or anything like that at all. That was today's accomplishment, is getting this all set up now and having everything charged and good to go. It does come up with the warning and says that this battery, you know, is bad, horrible, because it's not a Sony battery. You know, they had that happen with any battery, any third-party battery, and you just go ahead and click and say okay, and then it goes away. Happens every time you turn a camera on though, so you gotta be prepared for that. But all right, I've been trying to go to the chiropractor for like 3 weeks, and I just haven't been able to time it well. At this point, I told him I'd be there by 11:30, but it's taken me a little bit longer because of all the traffic. So I needed to get there today, because if I didn't go on her morning hours, which are like 9 to noon, the chances of me getting there in between 3 and 6 are pretty much zero. They're never gonna happen. I always say, oh, I'll just go in the afternoon, and then I never do. I got my call at 4, you know, I got other shit to do. It just isn't gonna work. Okay, I'm just about at the chiropractor. I gotta take all this shit down so people don't see it. And yeah, we'll get on to the rest of the day. Here's shit in your eye. We're doing this as a take 2 because the first time it was filled to the rim and I just spilled it all over the table and myself and the floor, so. So today I dumped coffee all over myself, and yesterday I dumped powdered sugar all over myself from the donut, which was delicious. All right, kids, so I have played with the settings. I always forget if I should turn up the gain on the mic or if I should do it in camera. I did it bass-backwards, so I switched it. So I turned it back down in the camera and turned it up on the receiver of the mic system. And it looks like I'm popping in between, just going over -12, not all the way to -6. Of course, if you have watched my videos at all, you know that I'm a very animated, Muppety type talker, and I wave my arms and I talk loud and all that kind of stuff. So it might pop up, but we'll see after this. Now the next thing is that I'm going to try to keep these videos short. Yesterday's was a long one because I ranted about the 2 issues I was having, but I don't want to do that with these videos. Plus, I don't have time. I mean, I'm still working. So, all right, I got to get going. I keep getting email dings, so I got to get back in that conversation. So that's all you're going to get for today. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave them down below. As always, thanks for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe. And remember, kids, forward and up.